So you'll get your coil ready as always and line it up, and we will build the base out to 18 centimeters. And at that point, we're going to tilt, and I'll show you the technique for building straight sides. My settings on the machine, the length is 3.5, my width is 5.5, and my tension is 5.5. All right, so with my ruler, I'm measuring with a ruler because it really makes you be exact. So at this point in the project, I am measuring just behind the foot of the machine, and I am at 18. That's where we want to be. And my pin is in line with where my needle is. So what we're going to do now to build the straight sides is you're going to elevate the base, and you're going to lift the cord now off of the bed of the foot, holding it up to build straight sides. And you'll see how that starts to take shape after you do a few rounds. So we're just going to elevate it on the side, keep it pressed against the machine. Don't let it flip down because you're going to change the shape and you're going to start making angled sides. Now we want straight. So we want to be firm with this on the side of the machine, and you'll see the magic of making straight sides. So keep an eye on the groove so it's going in correctly. I know you're going to want to be looking at this area here as well, but don't don't look too long on what's happening here because you might go outside of the groove. Now we can see it's starting to take shape on the side here. Another thing that's good about having a pin in there is if you want to go another round or you want to know how long it takes you to make a round, you can use the pin as your guide. So let's keep going. It is building the straight sides. Keep your 45-degree here. Don't forget about that. And try not to let the bottom be separating and opening up the groove. There is a lot of eye-hand coordination, and just go slow. You don't have to hurry, and just keep on building the sides. We do want to build to a height of 5.5 centimeters. On my machine right now, I'm using this foot that helps me to see where the groove is, but I think that possibly the all-purpose foot may work better for this because I'm seeing that my rope is tending to angle out because it's not being pressed down in the middle. So I'm going to do a quick switch out on my sewing machine foot and pick up where I left off. All right, I switched out my foot. You know, this can happen on projects. So if you need to change your foot or you feel like something isn't right with the rope feeding in, by all means do that. You will learn these different techniques and use different feet to do it. I was sewing with the other one, sewing flat, but I'm seeing building a side. It's better with this all-purpose foot. So we're going to continue on. clip off your threads as needed. These I'm clipping off because it was if my bobbin ran out. It was the same technique to change my foot and get back in again. But you can see here on the side of the basket, we are building straight. It's not angled out as our previous project of the coaster bowl. So keep pressing this flat and elevate the rope. The basket is coming out nice and straight. I'm just taking a measurement here with the measuring tape, and you can see I'm at about 4 centimeters. Now my pin on the inside is over here. So what I'm going to do is, it's right in line with my needle right now. What I'm going to do is 2 more rounds based on the pin, and that's where I'm going to stop. I might be a little bit over the measurement that we want, exactly at 5.5. I'm going to go 2 more rows, and I think I'll be very near that measurement. If not, I'm just going to take it a little bit farther. The basket will be a little bit taller, but I want to stop at the pin. All right, time to take a measurement. And I am at 5.5. That's a good size. And then we're going to have a lid on there. So we do need some height here. That's going to get, when the lid gets put on, this is a lid that has sides to it, what we're going to make. You do need some area here because the lid, when you put it on, it'll cover up a few rows. So if you want to have more rows showing below the lid, then add some more rows. So I'm going to zigzag and finish this off, and this will be getting a tab put on it, so we don't have to do a tacking. We can just zigzag it to finish it off. So let's do that. Okay, I just pulled this out of my machine. I still haven't cut off the end. I will in a moment. But I'm so happy with the way this turned out. The structure is great. The sides look wonderful. And in case you're wondering, you need 9 meters when you make this basket. I did keep track of that in the future. And so that way you know how many meters you're going to need. So looking at this basket, straight sides versus this one, angled. Now you can really see the difference in the shape of the baskets, and I'll put them alongside each other. See the flare here at the bottom? See how this is going straight? So that will help you when you're designing your collection. You can do some things that have an angle and others that have straight sides. So that worked out great. Now you can cut off your rope where you want it to end, and add a little glue. Remember this rope frays, so you can cut it off and just dab a little glue on there so to stop it from fraying any further. Now what we're going to do to complete this project is we're going to make a lid for this basket. And to make the lid, basically it's making another basket, but shorter. And what happens is when you sew it, you're going to end up flipping it over to put it on top of the basket. So keep in mind that when you're sewing the lid, what's on the bottom is what's going to be showing as the top. I hope that made sense. I'll explain it again when we make the lid. So right now, cut that off, take a break, stretch if you need to, and then we will start to make the lid. You're going to love it.